We were just talking about this market rally fading, and over the last few days, you've heard a lot about a so-called bear market. So let's look at this. We'll talk about what it means in a moment, but the bear market levels. So basically, the basic definition on Wall Street is that you go 20% off a recent high, and here's your number to watch today. S&P 500. We'll show you live numbers. You may see them at the bottom of your screen. 49.15. 0.32. If it's below that, you're 20% off a high. We already know that the NASDAQ here is in a bear market. This is the level for the Dow. I hope we don't get there today, but it's not far off it, right? So when you start to think about this, the S&P 500 again is the broadest measure of the stock market. This is 5 rough days for the S&P 500. You got 500 stocks, broad measure of the market. So. Does it move 20% off its recent high? If it does, then it's in technically a bear market. And then sometimes you get a big rally like we saw earlier today in these bear markets. And sometimes a bear market's a sign there's even worse to come. Now, bulls and bears. You saw Alicia yesterday. She was outside the famous Wall Street Bull on Broadway in Lower Manhattan, not far from the stock exchange. But what's the idea behind this even? Well, bears tend to hibernate, right? So they're used to describe a market that's retreating as opposed to when you're in a bull market, stocks are surging, bulls known to charge at people. So that's always been the saying on Wall Street. But again, the one thing to watch for here, I think, are the bear market rallies that sometimes can be quite aggressive. Don't necessarily mean the worst is over. I mean, again, to go back to these levels, I highlighted this on the S&P 500. So let's remember it again. We'll look at it at the close. 4915.32. If we can go full now on the 3 market indexes that we watch, you see the Dow has faded to a more than 700-point decline. So it's down 710 points at 1.9%, so it's 37,246. It'll stay above the bear, but if we have all 3 and we can put them up at once, you'll see where the S&P 500 is compared to that 49.15. That's going to be closer at the closing bell. So as we move into the closing bell, get less than 15 minutes to go, we'll see if the S&P does finish below that level. Right now, it's at 49.26. So it's going to be close. Again, 49.15, the number to watch. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.